Where are the single men at in Atlanta that are not absolutely unhinged?
Atlanta nightlife right now is not the same.
Stop it.
Especially clubs.
Oh,
one of
no.
the biggest clubs, one of my favorites in Atlanta, it just closed down.
No one is angrier at a woman with standards and boundaries than a man who can't meet them.
Naturally. And from what I've heard, some of those women's standards are based in definitely an alternate reality.
I wish you guys took all the energy you spend begging women to lower their standards for you and did anything else with it.
Anything else? Really? Well, a person should always be careful what they wish for because one just might get it. And a lot of those men that one seems to be complaining about in regards to not being able to meet those very realistic standards that many women have set forth might just decide that it's best just to avoid women altogether. And then what would a lot of individuals have to make videos about?
I am not attracted to a man that is going to send me a Venmo request for half of a dinner bill.
Noted.
And on the contrary, nothing turns me on more than when the man I'm dating takes me out on a date he planned, picks up the tab as soon as the waiter drops it on the table, and then tips 20% on top of the total. That shit got me like, let's get out of here immediately. Let's get out of here before I bang your brains out in this restaurant.
Oh, how very charming. Who said class doesn't exist anymore?
Y'all, why do I feel like we are not making the men beg as much as we need to? I am the win here. Like, you need to be chasing me.
She's trying her hardest to convince us that she has something to offer and that men should chase her. Unfortunately for her, I don't think any of us care.
Can someone tell me where we find the real men? I have been out on so many dates this past year with men who have told me that I'm intimidating.
Stop the cap.
Quand on voit la vie en fête et en les livres, suffoquant sous le soleil et sous la toile, et j'entends dans la musique les cris, les rires, qui éclatent et rebondissent autour.
They will find any excuse they can to justify their entitlement. But our brother here went ahead and broke down the numbers for us. But to show how flawed her argument is, she should pay for any man who drives to the date with a car worth more than $12.
Here's some crazy research for you. So, a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking, we like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done.
This has everything to do with a man's desire for peace. Because men are expected to give within a relationship. But then the second that he needs something or he's vulnerable, he's made to feel weak. And instead of finding out that he does have a ride or die kind of woman, he finds out that he really just has a woman that was only there for what he provided to her. And that hurts, leaving men to only want to put that effort into themselves. And instead creating a life that is full and peaceful on their own.
A lot of pretty girls will never get married. They'll have a lot of boyfriends throughout their entire life, but they'll never get a husband. Do you know why? Because they're not respectful. And if you're thinking, oh, if they're not respectful, how do they even get boyfriends? Well, boyfriends are only there for one thing. They get it and then they go. Whereas a husband wants a respectful wife. So if you're single and you're the prettiest girl you know and you think every other girl is ugly, and yet these ugly girls are getting married and you're not, chances are those ugly girls are respectful and you're not.
That's the truth they don't want to hear. They want to be able to do and say whatever they want, then want to complain when no man is willing to tolerate that behavior long term.
Why you should try dating an older woman
Oh, this ought to be good.
is because she'll help you become accountable.
Translation, she'll demand you do every single thing in life exactly the way she wants it done and when she wants it done. And if you don't do it in the correct way or in a timely manner, she's going to nag you to death until you do it her way. Or as she put it, hold you accountable.
She'll show you how to be the most loyal, amazing partner ever.
Or put another way, she believes you're a little man-child and need to be trained like a puppy dog. She might even give you the occasional, "who's a good boy?" Or because she expects absolute obedience and perfection, hence the accountability part, she'll swat you on the nose with a rolled up newspaper and keep on swatting you until you get it right.
And she will lead by example.
Translation, she'll pick apart everything you do, tell you exactly what you did wrong, and show you repeatedly how it needs to be done her way and only her way, because her way and only her way is the correct way to do it. The way you did it is not acceptable.
So pay close attention, not to the words that she speaks, but at the actions that she takes, because the actions are what separate the fantasy from the reality.
Fantasy? Oh, honey, what you're describing is a nightmare. Who in the hell would want to be in that kind of relationship? And this is the problem that today's modern women have. They think their way of doing things is the only way of doing things. They think that they get to dictate how relationships are supposed to be. They think they get to control every aspect of the relationship, right down to the chores that need to be done around the house. You're going to do those chores in the way she wants them, when she wants them, without any complaint, and no matter what you do or how hard you try, it's still never going to be good enough. It's always going to be nothing more than the bare minimum. And this is the mindset that the older women like her are teaching to the younger ones. They're not looking for relationships or partners. They're looking for manservants. For all their arguments that they don't want to be his mommy, that's exactly their goal. To be the boss bitch, both at work and at home. While they claim all the time they want men to lead, the reality is they view men as little boys or little puppy dogs, something to be trained and nurtured in a way that they deem is appropriate. They don't see men as human beings. They don't see them as having any value. They're nothing more than clay that needs to be molded in their perfect image of what a man should be. And they believe that so deeply that they make videos like this woman did, couching it as a positive thing for men. Child, please. I know y'all think we're nothing more than simpletons who can't even manage to feed ourselves, let alone do anything else. But the reality is, we're far more than that. And we see right through this. And this is why men are done and walking away. They're not going to put up with this kind of viewpoint or treatment in any way, shape, or form. At least that is the kind of men that you actually want to be with, but are never going to get, because they won't tolerate this level of toxicity. Which leaves you to go and take advantage of the men who don't see this for what it is. Something you all do on a regular basis. And to those men, I say, take heed, gentlemen, because this woman, by her words, and no doubt her actions, is telling you exactly what she is. She's never going to see you as a human being. She's never going to see you as anything more than something to be taken advantage of. But that can only happen if you let her. She may make all the promises in the world to keep you being that good little puppy, but in the end, she's never going to deliver. Learn that, gentlemen, and see it for what it is. And instead of walking away from women like this, run.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you'll enjoy this next video. I will see you there.